just roll to me. All right, roll back. Good. So now she's kind of oblique, right? Everybody agree? Left posterior side touching the IR. That is why it is an LPO. LPO. All right, so for her, I am going to scoot her arm over just a little because it was kind of almost in the anatomy and I don't want to chance it. So I'm changing out this IR. I've got a new one in. I'm still married. I'm still 40. I'm still 11 by 14. So I'm going to scoot to the side of the stomach, which is where you want to be centered to. Find the inferior rib margin, which is right here on her. So we're going to come up some. If you run out of space, like I am, I can't go over anymore. What do? Move the patient? Move the patient, exactly. So you can tell her to move, or you can move her. Up to you. I'm going to move her just a little. Just a tiny, tiny bit. It's very easy with the sponge. So see, now I have light.
And we're still collimating.
Still collimating in 11 by 14. Collimation is the same for all of these. So this one is probably going to say midway between the left lateral downside border of the body and the spine for the MSP. Same instruction as like center to the side of the stomach. So L1, center to the side of the stomach. Left marker in this free light. If you don't have free light and it looks more like this, left marker down here.
Is this doing some sort of like magnification with this?
So what this is doing is this is shifting the barium in your stomach.
Oh,
so your stomach doesn't look like this in your body, it looks more like this. It's more of a C shape.
Okay.
So when you roll, different parts of the stomach are going to be filled up with barium.
Right.
This is how we achieve a full contrast in the stomach. Good question. Good question. All right, so now the next one is a PA. So go ahead and roll all the way onto your stomach. You're spinning her in a circle here.
She's doing great.
Yeah, thank you for volunteering. Arms up or arms down, whatever's more comfortable for her. All right, so L3 is what we're looking for. And then we're gonna come up some. We're out of space.
I was voluntold, guys.
No, you weren't.
Miss Love needed me.
Oh, sorry. She was.
I'm used to it.
All right, so what side do we go to here? Where's the stomach?
It's
It should be
on
on the other
it's on
side.
the other side.
Good. So if you take your image like this when they're PA, this
you
is
messed
wrong.
up.
We have no stomach here, okay?
Okay.
So you can feel over here for L3 if you want, but then you better go to this side.
Could you come over here and be like, oh,
As long as you're centered to the side of the stomach. So L1, same center. L1, center to the side of the stomach. I think the actual instructions in this book are going to say 1.5 inches off the mid-sagittal plane to the left lateral border of the body. So here's our mid-sagittal plane. Here's our center. Okay. Mid-sagittal plane. Here's the center over here. Again, if you want to try to feel, her inferior rib margin is probably about there. Then we're going up just a little for L1. All right, so that's our PA. Same breathing instructions. Deep breath in, blow everything out, stop breathing, expose. All right, next one, we're gonna spin the other way. So now you're gonna bend this knee, and we're gonna place the sponge on this side of your body. So I'm gonna have you roll to knee.
bend the knee?
That's how I sleep. Yeah, so we're just gonna be cuddling with the sponge here. All right, what position is this?
Sims. Sims.
Not Sims.
REO.
REO, good. You
REO.
already seen it, didn't you? Yeah. You cheater. REO. So Sims we use for BE. So this is our other common fluoro procedure. This is upper GI. So we could actually tip in this position. It's very similar, but it's a little more lateral when you're in Sims. So this is REO. So same exact positioning instructions. So I'm going to find inferior rib margin. That's L2, L3. I'm going to go up just a little bit. So with her, I'm going to come down actually. So we're about there. And then we're going to center midway between this, the mid-sagittal plane, and the left lateral border of the body. So you need to come over just a little bit here. Marker placement. I'm going to mark this side over here. This is what side of her body?
Left.
Good, correct. Left side of the marker, left marker over here, left side of the body. If you choose to mark on this side,
You might
right
use-
side, it's not wrong, but you would have to mark with a right marker. It's easier to mark over here, especially if you have free light that's not in the anatomy. So again, we're gonna mark low because the stomach is high. So left marker over here or right marker over here if you want, up to you.
And the point of the sponge on that side.
Again, is to roll the barium
Okay.
and actually oblique her.
Okay.
Yep, so this keeps her in a nice oblique position into the RAO. All right, breathing instructions, deep breath in, blow all your air out, stop breathing, expose. So that is that one. And then our last one is our right lateral. So we're gonna take the sponge out and roll all the way on your right side. Other side.
Oh yeah, that was my first one.
It is, that's okay. All right, so bend your knees for me. This is gonna make her spine nice and lateral. And then normally we would have a pillow for her, and we're gonna have her stack her elbows kind of like she's praying. However you wanna talk to your patient, whatever makes it easier and simple. So same collimation, 11 by 14. This one's a little different. So we're gonna find L1 again. So this is L3. We can't go for now. Alright, so let's see where we're at now. Okay, now we have a little bit of space. Alright, so this is inferior rib margin, about an inch above right here, inch and a half. And then these instructions, an inch and a half anterior to the midcoronal plane. So midcoronal plane should be lined up with the ear about if she's in a true lateral. I usually just kind of eyeball it. If you want to go to the head of the table and see how far you are to which side, you can. I'm just gonna guess though, completely. And then I'm gonna look. All right, which I feel good about that. So an inch and a half anterior to the midcoronal plane. Same center, L1. So inferior rib margin, and then up a little bit. Same collimation, 11 by 14. Which marker are we gonna use?
Animal. The petting zoo.
You wait,
You are.
would it be the left? Cause she's
What position is she in?
right.
She's in a right lateral, right? So which marker are we gonna use?
Right,
The
'cause
right
she's
marker.
down. Yeah.
Correct. So don't confuse this with decubitus, okay? If it's a
So
lateral,
decubitus, you're doing which side's up?
yes, you're marking the upside.
Oh,
Yep. Decubitus, you're marking the upside, calling it for the downside. This is a lateral. We're always marking for the side down. So this is a right lateral, so we are using a right marker. Again, safer to mark low, so I'm gonna use a right marker right here, or you can use a right marker right here. It's always the right.
So with the abdomen, it's always safer to mark low.